The path is open. You opened it last Friday. But now the way is open for complicated negotiations. And to be honest, we all would like to see a ceasefire. The latest from the next.
Am I crazy? This is not how they were talking before. You ask European leaders about Russia, they were talking like King Von. And now they're like, "Oh, we want peace. We've always wanted peace. Peace is the best possible solution." What happened? They literally, they are so fake, bro. What happened? I'm not even kidding. Like they used to be like, "Oh, we're going to make the guns talk. We're going to make our guns do the talking."
Should be a trilateral meeting.
Yeah, we're sliding for Zelensky. We're sliding for Zelensky all day, every day. We're going to send. Keir Starmer said he's going to send the British military.
We can do that. I will say, and again,
Macron was like, we might use nukes. You know, I mean, he didn't say that, but
I haven't had a ceasefire. We just got into negotiations, and one of the wars was, as you know, in the Congo was 31 years long. Another one that we settled last week with two great countries was 35 years going on, and we had no ceasefire. So if we can do the ceasefire, great.
Oh my God!
And
he just keeps repeating it until it becomes a truth, I guess.
Many other points were given to us. Many points were given to us.
Remember all the wars I ended.
Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much, Donald, Mr. President, for hosting us today in this important meeting. And I think it is an important day, a new phase, after 3 years and a half that we didn't see any kind of sign from the Russian side that there was a willing for dialogue. So something is changing, something has changed, thanks to you. Thanks also to the stalling in the battlefield, which was achieved with the bravery of Ukrainians and with the unity that we all provided to Ukraine. And the reason why I mention it is that we also have to remind that if we want to reach peace and if we want to guarantee justice, we have to do it united. So that's why it's a very good day, the one
it's so funny that these like highly educated, well, not Maloney, she sucks, but like a lot of these guys are highly educated libs, right? They have a decent understanding of the world. I might not agree with their worldview, but like they're not stupid. So when they fucking hear Donald Trump be like, "I'm ending all the wars, including the one in Congo, I ended the India clash," like they just have to sit there and be like, "Yes, Mr. President, you did do that." They know that's not the truth. But what can you do in this situation? He just kind of sits there and he's like, "I've done it all. I've ended wars that you didn't even know." Literally just have to sit there and appease him.
So we are always ready to bring our proposals for peace, for dialogue.
It's just like
something
a permanent
we have
ring-kissing
to build
operation.
together to guarantee peace and to defend the security of our nation. So thank you, Mr. President, for hosting us.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you, Mr. President, for organizing this meeting and for your commitment. And everything was said, but I just have to say here, everybody around this table is in favor of peace. And we work very hard, and we've worked very hard during the past few years to have a peace which is a robust and long-standing peace. This is why the idea of a trilateral meeting is very important, because this is the only way to fix it. And by the way, I think as a follow-up, we would need probably a quadrilateral meeting, because when we speak about security guarantees, we speak about the whole security of the European continent, and this is why we are all united here with Ukraine on this matter. In order to organize such a trilateral meeting, your idea to ask for a truce or ceasefire, at least to stop the killings, as we discussed, is a necessity, and we all support this idea. And in order to have such a long-standing peace for Ukraine and for the whole continent, we do need these security guarantees. And the first one is clearly a credible Ukrainian army.
What does that look like? What does that look like?
And the second one is...
What does this look like? This is what I need to understand.
And
like they keep saying, we're going to do security guarantees, but what does that mean? You know what I mean? Is it like NATO-style security guarantees without actual NATO intervention?
Guarantees and our commitments. And you can be sure that the Europeans are very lucid about the fact that they have their fair share in these security guarantees for Ukraine, but their own security is clearly at stake in this situation. So you can count on us, as we can count on you, in order to deliver this robust peace for both Ukraine and Europe.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you for hosting us here. Can I start where Emmanuel started, which is we all want peace. The war in Ukraine has had a huge impact, particularly on the Ukrainians who've borne the brunt of it, but it's also had an impact on Europe and on the United Kingdom. There's not a family or community that hasn't been affected. And when we talk about security, we're talking about the security not just of Ukraine, we're talking about the security of Europe and the United Kingdom as well, which is why this is such an important issue. I think this is such an important meeting. As a group, I think we've had a discussion on the phone a number of times, Mr. President, but be able now to be around the table to take it forward. And I really feel that we can, I think, with the right approach this afternoon, make real progress, particularly on the security guarantees. And your indication of security guarantees, of some sort of Article 5 style guarantees, fits with what we've been doing with the Coalition of the Willing, which we started some months ago, bringing countries together and showing that we were prepared to step up to the plate when it came to security. With you coming alongside, the US alongside what we've already developed, I think we could take a really important
I don't know. Maybe
step
this is
forward
like a face-saving
today.
operation for the West
Come
and
out of
America's
this
like
meeting in
military
terms of
prowess or
security
something,
for Ukraine and
where they just have to
security
make it
in
seem
Europe.
like
I also
they're
feel that,
actually standing down
we can
from
make real
the
progress
Russian incursion
towards,
with 20% of
a
Ukrainian
just
territory and
and
perhaps even
lasting
more
outcome.
now
Obviously,
being
that has to
relinquished
involve
to Russian
Ukraine,
control,
and a trilateral
and they're just
meeting
saying
in
like, but we
a
actually did
sensible
such a good
message
job.
being prepared for
You know what I
because
mean?
think,
I don't know
if
what the
we
security
can
guarantees are going to look like. I don't even know if like Vladimir Putin is actually
progress
going
out of
to
this
follow
meeting,
through
those security
on the
guarantees
conditions of the
and some sort
ceasefire.
of
I don't know what the actual details of the ceasefire look like currently, but it doesn't.
difficult issue.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like this is anything different than just straightforwardly saying like, no, you get all of your maximalist positions, but please promise that you're just not going to hit Ukraine any harder. Maybe they're just like presenting this as a way to be like, see, we tried to do a peace. I could see them doing this as a way to be like, see, we try to do peace. Putin is actually the big hurdle to peace, and maybe they're going to get Donald Trump to finally recognize that Putin is a hurdle to peace or something. But then again, then you're back to square one. And the number of weapons you send to Ukraine is not going to actually make up for the lack of manpower. So even if you go back to square one and you just
thank you very much,
get
Mr.
everybody
President.
involved in like
think in the past
defensive posture for Ukraine, it doesn't change the dynamic on the battlefield unless there's like actual military
3.5 years.
Military
I think
intervention.
the facts table today is very much symbolic in the sense that it's Team Europe and Team United States helping Ukraine. And the progress that we're looking out.
Do you think Putin is a hurdle to peace? I mean, considering that he did invade Ukraine, yes,
which are a big part.
he is the warring party
and then,
here. He is the belligerent.
Towards a process with a trilateral meeting with you.
Yes, I do think
and
that.
President Putin and President Zelensky. Some of the international media might wonder, why is the president of Finland here? I think the reason is probably
you got to get out of your rational bag on this nonsense. None of this is rational.
We have a long border with Russia. Over 800 miles.
I'm noticing a significant lack of Turkish presence at this table, and it's frustrating me.
From World War II, the Winter War, and the War of Continuation. And if I look at the silver lining of where we stand right now, we found a solution in 1944, and I'm sure that we'll be able to find a solution in 2025 to end Russia's war of aggression and find and get a lasting and just peace. The situation is very difficult, but that's why we're here.
Thank you, Alex, very much. Good job. So we're going to be meeting for a while, and we're going to discuss some of the issues. And I don't think there's any issue that's overly complex. It's at a point now where people want to do things. I really do believe. I've known him for a long time. I've always had a great relationship with him. I think that President Putin wants to find an answer too. And we'll see. And in a certain period of time, not very far from now, a week or 2 weeks, we're going to know whether or not we're going to solve this, or is this horrible fighting going to continue. We'll do our best to get it ended. And I believe you have two willing parties, and usually that's good news, but two willing parties that want to make a deal. And we'll journey together, and we'll go over, and we'll see if it can be done. And it's possible it might not be able to be done. On the other hand, it's possible it will, and we're going to save thousands and thousands of lives a week. And so it's something we really have to do. And, or at least we have to give it our best. It's all you can do. You can give it your best. But I think we may have a very good outcome. So I want to thank you all, and the media, I want to thank you. We're going to be staying here for a little while. Then we're going to walk over to the Oval Office, and we're going to have another little discussion about similar matters. And then they're going to go home to their great countries and report. And I'm going to remain here and work, and you're going to go and work. We're all going to be working. We may be in a different location, but that's what we know how to do is work. But I want to thank the media. Has been actually very fair, generally speaking, very fair. I think it's important that they're fair because this is a very important. This is a very important.
I can't be the only one confused by this, right?
And
like,
so
am I? I feel like I'm not alone in this, right? There is like this is a confusing set of events that has taken place, specifically around the issue. They just keep having meetings. Whether it be Vladimir Putin coming to the United States of America, or whether it be European leaders coming to the United States of America, and there is no negotiation. What is going on? Keep saying it's at the table, it's imminent, but they never actually define what the terms are, and they don't even, like, we don't even know. It's just a meeting about a meeting. It's a meeting about a meeting for another meeting in the future at a certain date, and I truly don't understand what is happening here. Blue Anam was right. Just admit it. Wake up, HasanAbi. No, I don't think it's like Agent Krasnov shit. I said this already. Looking at what has taken place so far, especially in the aftermath of that Trump meeting with Vladimir Putin, I came to the conclusion that is maybe not so great for a lot of American dominance enjoyers, American hegemony enjoyers. But I came to this conclusion that, like, I think Trump doesn't have any other way out of this. I don't think any American president would have a different way out of this. It's just like they tried it. They tried to, atrophy the Russian military. They tried to destroy the Russian economy in the process with the mother of all sanctions. And ultimately, Putin kind of won. And I don't know, like when Trump said to Zelensky, you don't hold all the cards. I think he after this meeting with Vladimir Putin, I realized that, I mean, America doesn't have any of the cards here either. Because if, like, the ultimate solution here is just like an escalation to nuclear warfare, in that regard, this is one of the first instances where, like, a direct military intervention from a foreign adversary against an American proxy, against a Western proxy, if you want to see it that way, led to the foreign adversary winning.